fate works in mysterious ways, it seems. Now I, Gnosis, the last known member of the Atsu dynasty, have found my refuge amongst the primitives. It took time. The humans are a fearful and superstitious lot. And despite their best efforts, neither their eyes nor their sensors could detect my presence. I spoke to them through a holographic proxy. They tried again and again to discern my whereabouts. This was terribly useful to me, because it allowed me to demonstrate my complete superiority. This supposed planet of mechanical knowledge and technology could be thwarted by a Necron who was not even a cryptech. They knew my power, and they knew that I intended no harm. It took them quite some time to learn this. But waiting has always been a talent of the Necrons since the first days of biotransference. So what now? They realized they couldn't even find me, let alone harm me. So again, what now? I made my offer as I had many times before. I wish to be taken in, and provided for, and protected. In exchange, I would offer my knowledge. As I said, I was no cryptech, but it would be a small matter to show these primitive apes how to improve things. So much of their ramshackle technology is poorly understood even by these supposed priests of knowledge. No, the machine spirit is not angry with you. The transmission on this battle tank is shot and it needs to be replaced. I cannot reveal the secrets of Blackstone to them, but I can teach them how to be more efficient and help them fix their toys. After many months, the Magos finally agreed to take me in, on the condition that I lived in a manner that I am accustomed to. And so I have a court. Sure, it is many kilometers below the surface of the planet, and most of my courtiers are so-called servitors. Criminals and failures that have experienced their own kind of primitive biotransference to become mindless slaves. It almost reminds me of home. I have a few tech priests that are more or less permanent attendants in my court, and I have access to my own workshop. The accommodations are laughably primitive, but technology doesn't advance overnight. It gives me something to occupy my time. And I also must not improve things too quickly, or I will be discovered. I doubt the sole survivor of a long-dead dynasty would warrant full invasion. But if I were discovered, I could imagine some petty noble arranging to have me assassinated. There could also be trouble if other humans discover me. Only a handful of tech priests know of my existence. If others were to find out, suffice to say I would have to make other arrangements. But that is a concern for another time. For now, I am the secret guest of Magos Edificate, the figure in the shadows who aids my patron's esteem among his peers. all of a sudden his insight into ancient human technology appears to be unmatched. So he keeps me around, asking me to slow things down if his rapid advances lead to questions of tech heresy. Then I simply sit upon my throne and distract myself with the various amusements my court provides. With so many criminals slated for servitor conversion, I have no shortage of my own meat to experiment and play with. Many failed experiments have become jesters and court oddities to amuse and horrify any of the Mechanicus liaisons that come to visit me. It is a simple life, but it is mine, and it is the hand that fate has dealt to me. I am curious to see where that fickle mistress shall lead me next.
No man do they call me, my mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to the second and final episode of The Last of the Atsu storyline. I completed this as part of a bad story prompt challenge where a friendly Necron joins the machine cult. I felt like there were a few loose ends to tie up before I was completely satisfied with the story, but this is where my part of the story ends. If you would like to continue the adventures of Gnosis, you are certainly welcome to. If you decide to post the story anywhere, I just ask that you credit me. And if you decide to do that, please let me know, and I will give you a shout out. Thank you all once again for listening. No Man out.